we're going to have a greeting here. So depending on your name, it will say welcome, your name, some information. This space is going to be used to promote new features that we have. Previously, Colleen was talking about Connect, and they do different videos and interviews with different physicians. In this space, we'll embed some of those videos here, so you'll have access to that. The menu is going to be on this left nav, just like this. We're going to use these white dots to let you know if there's something new within that menu item. So for these 8 features, we're using this badging with numbers. However, for the left nav, we're also going to let you know if something's new in there, just with this white dot. So this is kind of the home page.
This is basically going to replace the present portal?
Yes.
Are we allowed to turn the lights in
Yes.
the front on?
When you say white dot, it's not clear what you're talking
Do you see this white
I've
dot
tried
here?
this before.
This little,
about. Oh, that is.
yeah.
God, when you do it, if you're on a smartphone, will we be able to see it? It looks like it'd be very small.
When you're on a smartphone, oh no. I sent the PDF with only 1 page. I need to send, Fran, can you grab my computer? Do you mind? Thank you.
Doing it.
I'll show you, Barry, we designed it so it will fit a smartphone, and then you'll have a different view. Here, let me email it to myself right now. I apologize.
It's neat.
Yeah,
And then you can
yeah.
open my email.
I included all of these pages in a hyperlink embedded in the PowerPoints, but for some reason, this computer doesn't have access to where that lives, so.
Don't feel badly, we run into this everywhere.
I do feel badly.
No need.
I wish this wasn't the situation. So.
Just remember, we don't have your computer experience, so when we do it, we're novices.
Thank you.
You just hunt and peck, right, Barry?
Yeah, we keep trying.
All right, Fran, do you mind if I go in your email and open
Not
it?
at all. Go ahead.
Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay, so here's the colors, the different icons, how everything is going to look. This is what you call a style guide that kind of lays out the design elements. So the menu what I first showed you was the expanded menu that we'll have, this view. On initial login, this will be your view. However, when you log in a second or third or fourth time, that menu is actually going to be like this, with just the icons and the dots. When you move your mouse over this area, then it will expand and include all the names. The reason we did this is we want to give you as much information as possible within this page, and if the main menu is expanded, then it's taking away from that total view that you have. So we wanted to make the menu dynamic, so it can expand and it can contract.
I guess I'm confused about why it looks like the same thing as on the left as on the bottom. Like, why do you need them both?
What do you mean?
Like the symbols for my inbox, looks like it's the same as that symbol for my inbox.
Correct.
So why do you need them both?
Because this is just your inbox. However, this item takes you to message center. So it's not only your inbox, but it's your sent messages, it's all of the different features within the message center. For example, here, like sent messages, drafts, medical letters, things like that will be included within the message center.
There's no way of putting a drop-down menu that describes what's in there?
We really wanted to get away from drop-down menus. The reason being that drop-down menus, we have a decent number of patients that have dexterity limitations. In drop-down menus, you have to be fairly precise.
No, I meant, just I don't, it's hard to tell what's in there exactly. So I'm just saying if there's a way of just running the cursor over the symbol. And
Like hover.
Hover and see what's in there.
We were talking about incorporating hover text, not only on the menus, but in other areas as well. I'm not sure if that will be ready right away, possibly by 2018 when we move to Rochester. The thinking with the menuing, just so you know, is we have statistics. We know what pages people go to. And inbox, most of the people when they go to Message Center or when they're using the portal right now, they're going to inbox. By and large, about 80% of patients are going to that. Sent messages are the next most hit page, and then drafts, medical letters, so on and so forth. So when you hit Message Center or click on this icon, this is the page that's going to show up, and you're going to get directly routed into inbox, and then all the other options are going to be here explained for you. I understand your question, Barry. We'll look at incorporating hover or doing something like that, because I understand where you're coming from. We don't want to have our patients have to go through every single menu item to find what they're looking for.
I want to endorse that. I think the hover really saves a lot of time and aggravation.
Okay, thank you for those comments. One other thing that we're going to include is a sitemap. Are you familiar with what a sitemap is? A sitemap it will show you exactly the menu and relationship with all the sub-menu items. So it will show you exactly where to go to access every different feature within the portal. So if you click on this link, instead of hovering over all the menu items, it will just be one page that will show you exactly under every menu item what are those sub-menu components and how to get and navigate to the pages you want. So, yes.
Sales smartphone, and so two questions actually. One question I have, and I got the app, but sometimes I need to use the portal because not everything that's on the portal is in the app. And so one issue I ran across was I was trying to check my email on my phone, and it said, "Oh, you've got to reply to the message that you sent." And I'm like, "Oh, goody, so I can check it." So then I bring up the website, and I click on I go to where it says on across in Message Center, there's a drop down inbox, and then nothing happens. And then I did call contact online services, and they said, yeah, that's an unfortunate part about if you accessing the portal on your smartphone, the drop down don't work. So then I went to a real computer and was able to do that. So basically my question is, one, when you do get this far, it's hard to test it on every type of phone, I understand, but at least to make sure that if you do have any drop downs or anything like that, that works with the phone, like even that side menu thing, obviously if you have a smartphone or a tablet or G-pad or whatever, you're not going to be able to hover to expand it. Would a person be able to touch to expand it?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's so two things real quick. This is a sitemap. So if you click that sitemap link, Barry, you would see exactly all the main menu items, the symbols, and everything that's under each of those menu items. So it's just a point of reference for you to know exactly what's under each of those menu items. And if you access the sitemap, you can click on any of these and they will route you directly to that feature. Okay? Secondly, we're designing for the future. So when we move to a mobile platform, this is how we're thinking it will look on a mobile device. on a tablet or a larger smartphone, this is how we think this will look. That menu, it will be touch activated. If you touch it, it will expand. If you touch it a second time, it will contract. So that's what we're planning for, and then we have the watch as well. So that's all in our future plans right now. We're trying to be cognizant of all of your feedback. This is some feedback that we heard before. To your question, unfortunately right now, you logged into the Rochester portal on your phone.
Yeah.
Sometimes the phone, there's some issues, especially if you're going through the browser to access it. It's not mobile optimized. In the future, we want to move, or not want to, we will move to a more mobile optimized responsive design, patient experience, patient portal.
Will you be able to, sometimes I can't get on the patient portal at all because it's updating or something.
Mm-hmm.
Will you be able to do the updating so patients can still activate their portal while you're updating instead of having to have the portal activate down while you're updating?
Yeah, that's one of our requirements, is to have those seamless updates where really our patients don't even know when we're doing it because we don't have outages. That's our goal right now, and one of our requirements. It's on our technical team, and I don't want to throw them under the bus. They do a fantastic job, but sometimes there's difficulties where we really, for the safety of your information, need to lock everything down for a little while. So we're going to try to minimize that as much as possible. I'm not trying to give you kind of the runaround or a political answer. I'm just saying, yes, that we're aware of that issue. We want to make it so the portal is available 24/7 regardless of updates. In theory, that's our goal. It will be reduced from what it is right now, but to say that there will never ever be an outage again, I can't make that statement. Yes?
So one statement up there, RX refill,
Yeah.
it's about to run out.
Yeah.
Now, we do not get our prescriptions filled at Mayo Clinic. So
Mm-hmm. So then, a few things. One, we will know, you get your prescription filled maybe at Target, let's say, right? You don't get filled here. But we know that your doctor prescribes such and such medication, and the instructions were to take 1 pill a day, right? And we know that that prescription was for 30 pills, and she prescribed that, or he prescribed that on a Tuesday the 4th, right? The next month, the 4th, we have a decent idea that your prescription is probably going to run out soon. So we can give you a heads up. Now, some of our updates are going to be dependent on your relationship with our pharmacy. So some might not be applicable to you, and some might not even show up on your portal if you're not engaging our pharmacy as well. So yes, your comment is understandable. This was made for a patient who utilizes our pharmacy. If you don't utilize it, it's going to be hard to give you accurate updates and to-dos. Yep.
Okay, I really like your site map.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to the question about it, I'm wondering how many people would actually know what a site map is in order to find it. And I'm wondering if you would consider including introduction to site maps in your tutorial so that people actually know what that link means at the bottom.
So, introduction to sitemap
Just
into
to
our
explain what it
tutorial.
is. Yeah.
I get what you're saying. This space here would be the space where we would probably promote that. And what we're thinking right now is that space will be dependent on your login. So every time you log in, we'll give you a different piece of education or different feature, highlight a different feature, or highlight a different piece of information. We can have it so the first time you log in, or maybe the first or second time you log in, we have, having trouble figuring out the portal, use our sitemap functionality to find out exactly all of what the different features we offer are and where you can find them. Yep.
Yeah, and also, software such as Microsoft has a get to know our new features.
Mm-hmm.
Like it has a little video.
Mm-hmm.
The first time people log on to the new portal, would it be possible to have something like that that describes some of the features?
We talked about that. We have a very tight timeline. So we want, yes, originally I was like, we can have YouTube videos on every page and, and then reality hit me on the head and we don't really have the resources to do all of that. What we were thinking of doing is some pages have like a 3-step process where there's like 3 small bubbles and you have to go through 3 steps to really learn the new portal or learn the new feature that they have. We're planning to do something like that. So it's quick, easy, give you some high-level understanding of the new patient portal. We want to get to, long answer, we want to get to the point where we do have those informative videos. Whether or not we'll have them on day 1, it's TBD.
May I speak to that?
Yes.
Because I think she's got really a good point. We're living in a world where most things are designed for confident people. Whereas there's a great number of us who have a lesser degree of experience and capacity to proceed. And I just think she has a really good idea. And I know that you would like to have something more inclusive, but even just a 1 or 2 sentence hint when you're onto something, because I think we have a lot of people who are being shafted really because they have a lesser degree of ability. So to do even just a minimal from the beginning, I would want to endorse that.
Okay. I think both of your comments are great comments. When you bring these points up, one thing that we're doing is we're going to work hard on different educational materials regarding patient online services and trying to get those out to everyone before we launch the new patient portal. So that you will know that it's coming, that you'll have some information about it beforehand. So on day 1 when we turn it on, it's not like this foreign, difficult application that, for a few months before the go live, you've received some information, you see the different icons, maybe you understand the menuing, or we can maybe get the sitemap out to everyone via email, maybe some descriptions on different features, different functionality, so that even before the first day, before you even log on, it's not scary, it's not this challenging experience. You can have some confidence when interacting. So both your comments are duly noted. It's not something that we're ignoring. We just have to figure out with the resources we have what we can do to best educate and make the experience as easy as possible for all of our users, not just computer literate or the people with a high level of computer skills. Yes, Barry?
What level of detail will people have in making new appointments? Like, for example, would you be able to make an appointment with a specific doctor at a specific time, or how is that going to work? Or is it just a general request? Like, what is the process for making appointments on this?
I am signed because it changes almost on a daily basis. There's features that allow you to go in and pick your time, right?
With a specific provider?
with a specific provider. That's what we want to get to. That's, as an enterprise, that's where we want to go. Whether or not we can support that on day one, again, is a question. I think we're going to roll that out in Rochester to begin with for our express care sites. I'm not sure if you've been to one of our express cares. We have Hy-Vee North, Hy-Vee South, and in the Mayo building we have express care sites, which are just kind of urgent care facilities, non-ER, but if you have an urgent care condition, you can go in and be seen, receive a diagnosis and prescription if needed, and a treatment plan. For those sites, we are going to day one go live with, we're calling it direct scheduling, where you can go in and choose your exact time with exact provider. For the specialty areas, it's going to be similar to today, where it's you have to go in and request an appointment. The long-term goal is to get to that direct scheduling model across the board. We also want to do something called open scheduling, specifically for our express care sites, where even if you're not a Mayo patient, you can go in and make an appointment and pick a time. So we think that's a good way to get non-Mayo patients to become a part of the Mayo community.
In the current website, you can't really request a specific time or even a specific time frame. It's more like it's really not that specific. You basically can't even request a specific doctor, let alone a time or anything. It's more of a general time frame.
Yeah, here moving forward, you can request like your date preferences and your time preferences. We can do that, but the specific, I want to see Dr. Brown at 2 p.m. on Thursday. We don't have that level of specificity. Yes.
Yeah, I just had two questions or whatever, about the site map organization, and then that, I don't know, the news thing that you, had. And so the site map thing I had a question about was, okay, for example, I had like, message area, and then all the things that pertain to, but I wasn't sure, I guess, about the arrangement of the site map itself. For example, that menu part, the very first thing is the message area. Okay? But here, the very first thing is medical results. So if a person was, I'm not sure what organizational scheme said, why is medical results first, or if it's based on like the homepage, those buttons, that's what I was trying to figure out, what is the reason that certain things are arranged where they are? Does it actually correspond to something on the homepage? Or is it just like, well, we just figure most people want to know this first?
It's by popularity and importance is how we have it right now. That's the layout. I know some of you have some more questions. If you can just give me 5 minutes to run through a few other things on here, that'd be great. I will answer everyone's question. I promise you, I'm not leaving until I do that. Previously, I had told you about our proxy, how that's going to work. So here's the drop down for proxies. Previously, we had logout a part of this. So logout was going to be found here. However, I went to the patient cafeteria and spent some time showing patients when logout was here and asking them to find logout, and they couldn't find it. So we decided to move logout and place it outside of this drop down, so it will always be visible, so you'll always see it and be able to log out. We're going to have photos. We're going to have your Mayo Clinic number. If you have proxies, we're going to let you know when that relationship is going to expire so you can renew. unfortunately, if you've been seen at Rochester as well as Arizona, Florida, in the health system, you're still going to have to choose your site. So you can view your Rochester information via the Rochester portal, but if you want to view Arizona, you're going to have to switch to the Arizona portal. Previously, I talked to you all about how these bottom 4 links, we're going to allow you to customize them to meet your needs. This is how that's going to work. So it will be based on description and icon. So you'll click the 4 that you want, you'll click update, and then those 4 will be displayed here on the bottom of your page. So you can make your patient portal your own. One issue that we have, and Barry, you asked me about making appointments, right? And a lot of times people just make appointments. They have earache, they make an appointment. They have a sinus infection, they make an appointment. Mayo Clinic, sometimes we don't think we offer other services that are actually more beneficial and easier for you to get treatment without waiting for an appointment to become available. So instead of just having a request an appointment button up here, we have a Get Care Now button. And what Get Care Now is we want to give you different options to receive care, right? So if you need an appointment, you can still schedule an appointment. But we also offer e-visits. So e-visit, what that is it's a questionnaire basically that uses decision branching logic. And what that means is if you answer a certain question no, the next question is going to be different than if you had answered yes. So depending on your answers, we're going to ask you different questions. And then after we receive 15 or 20 answers, our team is going to look at that and then give you a diagnosis and perhaps a prescription if that's needed.
Is there a charge for an e-visit that's not covered by insurance?
It's covered by most insurance policies.
Medicare covers.
Pardon?
Medicare, I don't think covers e-visits.
I am not sure about that. I can look into that, but if it's not covered by your insurance, I know it's like a $49 fee.
I just think if you're gonna do something like that, you better have a note saying that this may not be covered by insurance.
Mm-hmm. And that's a good comment, and I think that's what we do currently, and that's what we would do moving forward. Again, the goal of this is to allow you to get care or in the best way that fits your situation. So if you have a sinusitis and you don't want to wait 2 days to be seen, you can do an e-visit and receive a treatment plan and a prescription within an hour. We also have message your care team, so you can send a secure message to your physician or your care team if you have a question. No, it's the same. It's just sending a message through the patient portal. So we want to make these options available and visible to people. So maybe they want to request an appointment, but they need care now, so they would like to do an e-visit. Or maybe they request an appointment, but they think maybe I should be seen now, and they want to send a quick message to their physician to get his feedback on whether they need to come in to the ER or if they can wait 2 or 3 days to when their appointment is. So that's the logic behind the Get Care Now button. A lot of companies or different healthcare organizations just have a request appointment. We thought with Get Care Now, we'd give you a few more options to best suit your current condition and needs. Do I have anything else? This is a proxy view. The name will change. Welcome to proxy name. The menuing, so if you click medical results, this will darken to let you know that you're in medical results. And then instead, I know in our previous designs, we had this expand to show you all the submenu items. We've moved away from that, and now we're going to have all the submenu items laid out horizontally. The thinking is this, when you click here and the page changes, your eyes naturally go over to this area. So it's much easier for you to view the menu this way rather than having this page change and then this drop down as well. And then here's another example with message center. So here's a site map, again, that we were talking about. And this is the page, this is ideal state where we want to go. So we don't even want you to have to click twice to get your test results. We want, as soon as you log in, for them to be displayed and for you to see them. We want you to see your messages, to see your upcoming appointments, to see your clinical notes. We want you to be able to consume your information right away. This is where we're going long term. Unfortunately, we can't get there in the short term, so please be patient. And again, mobile and tablet. So questions, I saw hands
How many people
previous.
do you have working on this? In-house?
In-house.
Second question, how many out-house?
He's done a terrible job.
By working on this,
Who's writing code?
writing code for this. So in-house, we have a team of full-time, we have maybe 5 or 6 developers working with us full-time. We have 2 UX or user experience.
Is there
One,
one architecture guy right on
Yep,
the
yep.
whole thing?
he's a developer, he's a dual hat, he's a IT architect and developer. I'm working directly with him as a product manager. And then we have 2 in-house UX and 2 out-house or external resources on the UX side working on this. Compared to other organizations, our team is quite small, but we have a very talented team too. So I don't want to sell them short. They're working very, very hard. We just have to be realistic. I want the moon, basically, and Rome wasn't built in a day, so it's going to take piece by piece. But we believe by engaging with patients, like this, like when I go to Menominee, like when I go to Eau Claire, like when I go to La Crosse, like when I hang out in the cafeteria, and getting their opinion and feedback, that we can really make this a great portal for our patients and improve the patient experience quite a bit. I'm going back in that front, if you don't mind.
Okay, back to the appointments and the message box.
Yeah.
I recently sent an email to my doctor, and I thought it was relatively simple, but she wanted me to make an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Wondering if there's any way to automatically generate the correct phone number so that an appointment can be made without doing a separate search for the phone number for internal medicine or family or cardiology or whatever specialty you want to call, and just have it show up on the message box screen.
So,
Like maybe in the upper right area, I saw there was a lot of white space up there. If you want to contact your provider, use this number.
so we have ticket scheduling here, and what ticket scheduling is if you see a provider, or if your provider tells you you need to be seen, and maybe it's serious, or maybe they feel that you need to be seen within a certain window, they can generate a ticket for you, and that ticket has some code. And if you have a ticket, you can go into the scheduling here, click on this, and then there will be a menu item for ticket scheduling. You can click on that, enter that code, and that will bring you directly to that appointment area where your physician or the department in which you need to be seen in. So it kind of gets to, I think, what you're asking. No?
I don't think that it wasn't anything that was really urgent. I don't know that she would have generated a ticket. Yeah, just to have that phone number there on the message box regarding the doctor or the care provider who is returning the message would be really helpful.
So it's the appointment number associated with that provider.
With the provider that the message is being returned by.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good feedback. Fran, the video is recording this?
It is.
Right? So, good. So I don't have to take notes, I can get to that. Okay, thank you, that's good feedback. Yes, you had a question too, I know. I will go you first, please.
I just had another question about that. I forget what you call that, like news and information area. You know,
Mhm.
for like trafficking or something.
Yeah.
And you said, you know, right now the plan is perhaps they would come up with one thing one time when you log in, but then it might come up with something else another time.
Mhm.
But my question was, and I've seen, well, for example, the Old State County website, and other sites do it too. They'll have, you know, such and such thing is going on, and you'll wait a few seconds, and then it'll change to the next thing. But then if you go, oh crap, I was interested in that, you can just click an arrow or something, and then it'll bring it back. So it's not like, because then you can, say if you're interested, say in health fact, or you saw it at one point, and then you had to log out, something else was going on, and you came back, and then now it's talking about the site map, but you're like, I don't care about the site map right now, I want to look at the health tracking. Well, then you would have no way to get to it. And so it'd be nice to have, like, either, if you could do cycling, things, or if there'd be an option of see all news items.
Okay.
Because then you can say, hey, George, this is the part I was going to show you, where someone said, I saw this when I logged in, and then log in again and it's not there, then it's kind of, you don't want to kind of log in, log out, hoping to get lucky and have it come back.
Yep. So what you're talking about is kind of a carousel,
Yes.
right?
Or a list of items.
Yeah. So our team had talked about that. I'm actually a proponent of the login, so it's a different piece every time you log in. Because when I'm talking to different patients, most people when they go into the portal, they go in because they get a tickler. Either they go in because one, they're not feeling well, they want to request an appointment or message their care team. Two, because they receive a tickler, new lab or something's released. Or three, because they have an appointment coming up and they want to make sure they know where it is and the instructions for that. So I just thought having one piece of information there wouldn't be overwhelming and would be fairly just kind of that's interesting, and maybe I'll click on that. The carousel concept is something other people have been talking about, and it's something that I think we will put in front of our patients to see if they would prefer that, or just the one piece upon login. A decision hasn't been made on what we're going to do with that yet. I think we just need to test it more with our patient population. So your feedback is duly noted. Thank you.
It's actually, well, there could be like three options. One would be something change on login, and two would be a carousel. And then option three could be whatever it is on the first login, but then have an additional line, click here for other news. And then that way, it wouldn't necessarily be a changing screen all the time, which might be distracting to people, but then you would still see the other news. If you don't use the portal all that often, you wouldn't have, say it's a lonely guidance, you wouldn't have missed it just because you logged in on Monday and then log in again until next Wednesday. This would just go stay informed and on top of things and find out about new items.
Yep. Thank you. That's good feedback. I think we can explore mock up, and then maybe you'll find me in the cafeteria testing with people. Yes, both of you gentlemen had a question. I'll start in the back. You, sir?
What percentage of the male clinic patients will ever sign on and use the system?
We have about 900,000
No,
patients
what percentage?
of our total patient population.
In other words, how many people are going to just pick up the phone and do it 9-9.
In Rochester, I can tell you about 50% of our patients have patient online services accounts. Not that many people are utilizing it, but it's still fairly high, in the 30 to 40% range. In Florida and Arizona, it's substantially higher. We're talking about 70% of patients have portal accounts. Over 50% of patients are utilizing them. In the health system, it's lower than both Rochester, Arizona, and Florida. However, we have different projects going on right now to increase adoption and usership of those services. So we're not talking about a small percentage. We're talking definitely, between a third and 50% of our patients are active.
Is the concept that using the portal will lessen the pressure on the desks or the phone people?
One, yes, that's part of it, but two, it makes it easier for our patients. You have access to all of your information at your fingertips. You don't have to call, you don't have to wait for someone to answer your phone call. You can get all of your information whenever you want. So it's your information, it's not Mayo Clinic's information, it's your health information. We want to make that available to you. That's one. Two, regarding your health, there's different features on here. Like if I go to the site map, we have things like, where's health maintenance? I didn't wear my glasses, I apologize. Right here. So we have things like preventive care. So we know based on your demographic information, what I mean by that is, your age, your vitals. We know that certain people might be predisposed to different conditions and should get checked. For example, we have on here too, we have family history. So we have a feature where you can enter your family history. You can enter, my dad passed away at 64 from congestive heart failure. I can put that in here and my care team will know that. So they can send me a preventive care alert saying you should really come in for a checkup due to your family history. Or if you're turning 50, you should consider getting a colonoscopy. So we have different functionality like that within the portal. So it's not only being able to access your health records, it's also being able to stay on top of your health and prevent illnesses, chronic disease, things like that. We have tools that will help you stay informed and stay proactive within your health as well. And that's kind of where we want to go with the patient portal, is we want this to be the tool that connects you and Mayo Clinic, so you don't have to come in every, so often for appointments. We want to be able to keep you out and keep you healthy and ensure that we have a longer, lifelong relationship. Yep.
Yeah, well, it's actually three things, but they're quick. The fact that it's hard to get on Mayo guests sometimes because of the power. Hopefully you're doing something so we can actually use the patient portal within the Gonda building and Mayo building.
Yeah, and that's something that people bring up when I'm in the cafeteria all the time. Almost every patient brings that up.
And so I think hopefully you can address that, because I think it's extremely important, because what good is a good system if you can't use it when it's most critical, like looking up your point time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. Number two, the test results of some of the blood tests, you can't go back more than 3 years on some of the systems. And I don't know why you can't just let us look back as long as you have the records. Why do we have to be limited to 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
If we want to look back. So That's the second thing, I don't know if you looked into that.
3 years, that doesn't seem right to me.
But
Yeah, I
what-
would
what
think
if
you could
somebody
go
has
back
a
to
3-year rolling
2008.
date, and they keep asking you to go back and back and back to change the date. Initially, they only let you pull up the last few months, and then you have to keep expanding and
Oh,
expanding.
yeah.
But even then, there's a limit, though, in the system, it says you can't go more than 3 years.
Okay.
Some of the systems.
Okay,
Sure.
that's,
the
I
second
can look
thing.
into
The
that.
third thing is, I was hoping that on clinical notes, you could somehow look up your dermatology, or if you don't remember the dates, to look up the dermatology department without having to scroll through every single doctor you've seen for everything. Like, to be able to sort of segregate them out like they do in the clinic, actually. The doctors don't have to do that, why should we? But they have a way of looking at dermatology or endocrinology or cardiology, and just pull up all the cardiology appointments without having to read everything else.
Yep, and that's, so the new EHR system that we're moving to, their clinical notes, they don't have that functionality. And we want that functionality, that's something that I'm pushing for. That's something that I engaged our other PFAC groups, not the Rochester PFAC, but I engaged Menominee, Eau Claire on that when that decision needed to be made. And we're pushing to allow a search feature in clinical notes, so you can just type a name or type dermatology or type, you know, that specific word that you're looking for, and then all clinical notes pertaining to that will populate. A sort by the provider name, so you can sort by provider name or
Or if you
department.
don't remember the name of the provider, which sometimes happens.
Department,
Yeah.
yep, by the
Are you
department.
saying they try and eliminate the clinical notes?
No, they're not eliminating, it's just going to be different from how it is today.
What would the difference?
They're dividing it. So right now our clinical notes are all med changes, it's pretty much all inclusive. So in the future, what it's going to be is you're going to have to select past appointments, and then you're going to have a summary of that appointment, and that summary is going to include like medication changes or medication instructions, a summary on some different aspects. I'm trying to remember all the details. But then there's going to be a second tab that's going to be called Notes. And when you click that, that's going to be more the dialogue or the specific notes that your doctor records during that visit.
So there'll be more, not less information.
There should be equal amounts of information just between two tabs. I can't say that there's going to be more because I'm not exactly sure because I haven't seen that.
I hope it won't be less.
I hope that there won't be less, and I will push as hard as I can to ensure there's no less.
Did I understand that you have to know the date of the appointment in order to ask for that summary?
The dates will be shown. You'll have to click on the dates, and that will open it where you'll see the summary, and then you'll have to click a secondary tab to see the notes. On that date, we'll let you know the department and the physician name that you saw. But yes, it's going to be ordered by dates of your appointments. So you'll have to know or remember the dates or the department or the physician.
Even if we wanted to segregate it by departments, like dermatology, you wouldn't pull up all dermatology?
You can sort, and then the dermatology will be lumped together. I don't have, we're just talking to the company that's going to provide us with those features right now. I've seen it in their environments. I haven't seen it plugged into our environments yet. At a future meeting, I can show you how exactly that will work and get your feedback. The amount of changes we can make to that, I'm not exactly sure. We can ask and push. That's what I'm doing now with the sort, with the search, with the date range. Okay, thank you, everyone. This
is awesome.
is the third time I've been here. I'll be back and get your feedback. I know that all of you have great comments. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your comments, suggestions. That's how we make it better. So I appreciate everything. Okay.
Yeah.